Hello and welcome to Cunt to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always, I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And Pete.
Yo.
And today we're going to talk about meme warfare. Are memes the future battleground of the future for public opinion?
They already are. You could argue.
It was only 6 months ago I thought they were called memes or something.
I used to know a guy that called them memes.
I didn't know what they... I never knew what they fucking were. What is this meme thing? Oh, meme, it's a meme. Alright,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, in spite of all this...
I'm so fucking old.
Okay, boomer. Also, I'd like to say that today's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my
Yeah,
friend.
thank you. Thank you for the beers, Mike.
No worries.
Much appreciated.
And the fudge.
And the fudge.
You can have a rollie if you want. Merry Christmas.
I'm alright, I've got that.
It's a card down home because I forgot.
Oh.
So I might be a bit drunk by this one. I was going to say, I've had 3 bottles of Budvar, and I haven't got the alcohol tolerance I used to have.
Budweiser, Budvar.
Yeah, Budvar's fantastic.
I've had
Much better than
years.
much better than Budweiser, in my opinion.
Is it the German?
It's Czech.
Czech.
It's what the Americans nicked for Budweiser, but then put their little American brewery spin on
Stronger,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got a good bite to it.
It has, it's very nice. Yeah, I'm a little bit drunk. It's my birthday, so I'm allowed. Let's start with, where we're going to start. Niles in Michigan, Telford, United Kingdom. Oh, these are new and returning listeners, by the way, I should mention that. I'll read a selection out. Copenhagen in Denmark, Sydney, Australia, Cumming, Georgia, Durham...
Coming?
Coming. Do you know if I'm coming or going? Durham, North Carolina, Prague in the Czech Republic, Monroe, Michigan, Surbiton in the United Kingdom. Oh, where'd you say that one? Brazil, Metropolis.
Yeah.
Sounds like a futuristic city.
Yeah.
Fallbrook in California, Copenhagen in Denmark, Cairo in Egypt, Boardman, Oregon, Bengaluru in India, Peterborough, United Kingdom, Guadalajara, Spain, Madrid, Spain, Hackney in the United Kingdom. Hackney.
What?
Alright, mate. Dexter, Missouri, Bloomsbury in the United Kingdom. That's the first time we've had
I don't know where that is, so I can't do an accent.
No, that's the first time we've had a new one up in number 2, and number 1, as some weeks, most weeks, is Ashburn, Virginia. Thank you very much. That's all appreciated. And my offer still goes out to pick one of my future episodes. If anyone wants to message the page, I will take suggestions.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Tell us what you'd like us to have a look at.
Yeah, is there something local to you that's a bit mysterious?
And even if it is local to you, we should hopefully still be able to find out plenty of info.
Yeah,
so
we'll do any old shit.
anything and everything.
We'll stick it in an anthology of the strange.
Definitely an anthology. We should have one of them soon, actually. An anthology
Yes, we
of the
should,
strange.
'cause I've not done one of those yet.
We've got a movie pick next, listener. I'll tell you what it is. Keep the element a surprise.
One of my favourite ever films.
Brokeback Mountain.
I can honestly say I've never watched it and never will.
Oh, you know what they say about disinformation, Pete? You can put that in a meme.
Maybe I should watch it. What are you thinking? I might like it. I kind of like this.
If nothing else, it'll be powerful acting.
I thought we were doing Bitches in Heat 3. No.
You've watched the wrong movie, mate.
Shit. Okay.
Right, let's talk about memes. Everyone loves a meme. Memes, and they are becoming the new frontier of information warfare, which is a rapidly growing sector within the whole total war package.
Yeah.
You know?
Psychological warfare. It's been going on for...
I've never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
Never occurred to you?
Not really, no. I just look at them and go, oh, that's funny.
But you see, this is a new battlefield, isn't it? We've
Yeah.
had the propaganda, we've had the posters, the flyers, the newspapers. The internet's a big place. A massive place. It's infinite, potentially. It's like the universe.
I don't know if it's infinite.
I guess. Certainly big.
It's infinite as long as there's a service to fuel it,
Well, that's
to
what I
grow
mean.
it.
Eventually, we're out of servers.
So, everyone's seen a meme, whether they know it or not, and they are everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the most popular ones make it off the internet and show up in newspapers, television shows or films. You've almost certainly seen Pepe the Frog. Do you remember Pepe the Frog? You know, he was the right-wing meme.
He looks a bit sinister, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like...
I've seen that, no.
Yeah, he's like a squished frog, and usually it's got something a bit sinister written above him.
Does it look a bit like the Freddo frog?
Yeah.
A little bit, but more sinister.
A lot more sinister and a bit darker.
I watched a documentary about that, actually, and the inventor of it obviously didn't mean for it to be that way, but it was co-opted by the far right.
Right.
And he didn't want anything to do with it, and he tried to change it. So instead of being like for hate, it was for love.
Yeah.
Pepe for love, but it didn't work.
Because the internet's too hateful.
Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't got trolls for nothing, have they?
There's only
yeah.
Pepe the Frog.
Yeah, there's only two things that bring the internet together: the unanimous outcry of bullshit when Jeffrey Epstein hung himself, and Baby Yoda.
Yeah, he's killed him off now, I think. Pepe
What, Baby Yoda?
No,
Look up for that.
But it's still going to circulate. It's still going to mean what it means to people. You can't change it now.
I saw it in a Sharp meme posting group of all places. That's him.
Yeah, I've never seen him.
Yeah.
Him, her, it.
What about the classic woman yelling at cat?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's still going.
About
Yeah.
What?
The woman yelling at a cat.
Have you never seen a meme?
Where the hell have you
Do you
been?
know what? Genuinely,
10 years.
I've never paid much attention to him until my old friend Ian. He started posting them, didn't he?
Yeah.
But other than that, I've never really had much. No, I've never seen it. Never seen it. You see him on Facebook, and well, I take more notice of him nowadays.
Look, it's used for everything, look.
Yeah, literally there's
the spider, the spider. Oh.
Yeah,
That's my
there's literally
I
everything.
may have seen it.
What about the bloke and his girlfriend walking down the street, and bloke's looking back at the woman in the red dress?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen that one.
Yeah.
That one's everywhere.
That can be used for anything.
They put a Mars bar where the woman was, on it.
Yeah.
It's like, check it, or, a donut. You could
Yeah,
get
anything.
couldn't it?
Could be anything.
Okay.
What about the baby, the little kid going like, pumping his fist?
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
one,
you've seen that one. That kid's like 22 now.
Wow.
It's been around that long. But everyone's seen one. Or sooner or later you will in Pete's case. He's learning.
He's in 2 extra tonight.
I've seen my first 2 memes.
And despite seeming like nothing more than silly phrases written on cartoons, memes are becoming a cultural touchstone, which is absolutely right, they are, they're branching out. Memes might appear as those little pranks kids play online, yet they're anything but. In the 2016 US presidential election, many memes were made by a Russian troll farm to try and influence the outcome. They were shit memes,
They were.
but they had a go. It was the early
intention,
tentative footsteps.
wasn't it?
Tentative
Is
footsteps.
this where all they coerce with Russia for the votes then? Is that where that comes from then?
No, they were meddling with the election, trying to get them to vote one way.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
got some memes that Russian operatives shared to influence the 2016 election.
Yeah.
So
Not my president.
he's got a picture of Trump with the X in him.
Yeah.
So about a rally. Don't mess with the Texas Border Patrol. Always guided by God. 15 dudes on horses with their white little cowboy hats, and there's some lightning behind them. Looks quite effective. Don't know why they're guided by God. I
It's a
thought a
great
compass
photo.
would be better in that scenario.
I've never seen
In all
these
fairness,
memes.
that is a great photo.
Yeah.
If it's not photoshopped, remember, it probably is
Probably
It
is.
photoshopped.
might just be one person.
That's why it's
Yeah.
no, it's probably all those dudes. Everybody's lined up for a unit photo. The lightning behind them, it's putting sepia, the filter on it,
Yeah.
so it looks a
Telling me
bit.
not
So,
one of them would have gone, what the fuck?
so that
was
light, that yeah, surely they'd all be looking at the lightning if that
The
was going
horses
off behind,
probably wouldn't.
and the horses
Yeah.
wouldn't be sat there as sedately.
Yeah, I haven't seen that meme anyway.
I haven't seen that one, to be fair.
Well, no, because it
We're not.
aimed at
These are aimed at
Americans.
Americans, and
Yeah.
we don't need to know where the text. This one's fantastic. The colour your own Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Considering Bernie Sanders is how old, Mike?
80 something now.
80 something.
80,
79, 80. There he is, posing in his Speedos. Colour him in however you like.
Buff Bernie, yeah.
All ripped like Arnie.
If he is like that, then fair play to him. At that age, he's like a Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but who the fuck is that going to persuade to vote for Bernie? I mean,
Americans who think that being gay and having that in the White House, look, there's the White House behind him, it's been painted blue, is offensive. Some Americans believe that, especially on the more far right. They don't want that. There's a colouring book. They don't want that being given to children.
Yeah, but it's all about changing people's minds, isn't it?
Of course, but it's also
it's going to reinforce people that hate Bernie.
Yeah, but then they go down the bar and they talk to someone who's undecided. I saw this colouring book. They're going to give to kids. You wouldn't believe it.
If you're a Bernie voter, you're not going to be dissuaded to vote for him because of that.
The Bernie voters a little bit more informed, or a little bit less impressionable than some redneck bloke with a mullet. Is what I'm saying. Who's an
in the bar drinking bourbon.
Yeah, whatever.
I think these Russian people that made these memes, might not have the same sort of sense of humour.
Clearly.
They're looking to push to extremes, aren't they? They want the extremes to stay where they are. These are little tentative footsteps. What gets the best results? What does this do? These are little 2016. The meme hasn't been around that long at 2016, has it?
Yeah.
These are little tentative footsteps. Yeah. What gets likes? What gets clicks?
And apparently Cambridge Analytica, which apparently are involved in the election and Brexit, they reckon they can get the population to shift 1 or 2% to whichever way you want me to.
Although don't forget that the Information Secretary said that they had no influence on the election. And it was more likely leave EU. Oh, we'll get to that. We've got the Brexit meme thing coming up. I do believe that influenced. You jumped ahead there.
Yeah.
They are terrible memes.
They are bad memes. Another one jumped up in Poland, and the memes it's producing focus on the aviation defence industries and target key decision makers involved in the awarding of major government defence contracts. The memeing, as transpired, was political. And these memes are a form of information warfare, or what were thought of in the past as a psychological operation, which we talked about earlier. Briefly, it's PSYOPs.
Yeah.
Get the public to think your way. If you can influence a nation's population to think slightly your way more, then let's say that you want to do something a little bit naughty, like invade the Donbass region of the Ukraine. Then
if you spread a meme about where you're riding a bear,
fighting Nazis,
Nazis, Putin riding a bear. Everyone's seen that one. I love that one.
I do love. Yeah.
Then going to war always depends on public opinion. And if you've got a nation whose minds aren't made up, who has been swayed by what they see on the net by thousands and thousands of let's say pro-Russian or pro-enemy memes, then that population is less likely to support a war against them. It's propaganda, isn't it? It's basically at a more cyber level. It's cyber propaganda.
Yeah, because people are moving away from watching. The news and sort of, televised news, aren't they?
And it's all aimed.
And it's all scrolling, isn't it?
It's all aimed at a certain audience as well, like your younger audience.
Actually, you say that. I think that disinformation memes have a higher proportion of belief amongst the older generation who are less inclined to fact check.
Suppose, yeah. But
they grew up in an era where what they were being told is what's happening.
Yeah.
Where you didn't argue against things. It was like, this is what's happening.
Question it, did you?
Go with it. They didn't question it. The younger generation, I think, are slightly more prone to fact check it.
Certainly in our culture, our world, definitely. But is it the same in Russia, for instance?
Well, no, in Russia, the state has a say on what's on the internet. I mean, they've blocked Facebook and that now.
Yeah, only to a certain extent. Apparently there is still a disconnect between the older voters that watch state propaganda and the younger voters that don't.
They're the ones that are protesting and getting arrested. Did you see those kids that got arrested for laying flowers down?
I did see that, actually, yeah.
9-year-old, 8, 9
Yeah, they arrested children for laying flowers. It's fucking unbelievable.
Laying flowers where?
In Russia. I'm not sure if it was Moscow. I only briefly scanned it when we started, but yeah, that's pretty sure. But you can't arrest everybody, can you?
No.
How can you arrest children like that? It's just, yeah. If it's not propaganda.
Well, that's
it, isn't it? We were talking earlier about
you don't know what to believe, do you? All these different news stations. I guess all telling you the same thing, but we all know that they talk shit a lot as well, so you don't know what to believe and what not to believe.
I think the best example I can give you that we're all going to get, especially if you've been listening, is you remember the movie Don't Look Up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We talked about that. The memes came out the minute she started saying you're all going to die.
Yeah.
She was a joke figure.
Yeah.
She was angry woman on the internet. Her head would put on the cat memes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, anything that happens now, you can put in a meme and you can spin it your own way. Someone caught an awkward facial moment. Oh, this guy's a retard or whatever, don't listen to this guy.
Well, do you remember Miliband and the bacon sandwich?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Cost him that the election,
You
didn't it?
can't even eat a bacon sandwich. What can you do?
Can't remember that. no.
It was he eating it.
Just awkwardly, wasn't it?
Oh, he had it in
can't
one
remember
hand,
that.
didn't he?
I've got to check that one out.
He had it in one hand and he was trying to, of course it was flopping apart and he was trying to get it in his mouth. And he's like, well, that's not how you eat a bacon sandwich, is it?
David Miliband. Or
No, the other one.
Ed.
Ed Miliband.
Memes play a part in a specific type of information warfare dubbed Mimetic Warfare. Early Mimetic Warfare used a more Dawkinsian concept of memes. Richard Dawkins, in his 1976 book The Selfish Gene, I do own that, I've never been clever enough to read all of it in one sitting. It's one of the ones I went through very, very slowly. It took about a year to read. Richard Dawkins coined the term meme for a cultural product that can replicate and spread, and the meme concept had immediate and clear implications for information warfare campaigns. Meme warfare now often refers to using memes as individual weapons of information warfare. It's a form of disinformation that can be used to secure strategic goals. Disinformation campaigns go back to at least 1923, when the Soviet Union had an office for desinformatia campaigns, a term coined by Stalin to describe false information carefully constructed with the intention to deceive. And of course the internet's ushered in an age when deception can be perpetrated on a mass scale with a click of a mouse. Yep. It's fantastic. I mean, I do, in a weird way, love the Soviet memes where the guy's been airbrushed out of the picture. I mean, that's technically a meme, but you've got the original photo where there's like, I don't know, some dude stood next to Stalin giving a thumbs up, and then later on Stalin's had him shot. Yeah. So he's all of a sudden not there, and he's just been crudely scribbled out. I kind of love them.
No, they do it.
They do remove people. Yeah. Sometimes they got it wrong on his legs and still be there.
Yeah.
I've not seen anything like that. Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise,
I'm missing out, man.
Pete, where have you been? Was for you, Pete, was the internet something that happened to other people?
Genuinely, wasn't it, Claire? Can you remember, like, in the old days, you had to set me up a go fish, plenty of fish.
Go fish, you can.
Plenty of fish site, because I didn't know how to use the internet or anything, and I was in the forces when the internet happened, pretty much. And
in all fairness, Pete, you were on a submarine, so well, you don't get the internet down there, do you?
Honestly, when I come, my friends they were all PC orientated. So I'd go around to Rob's or Ian's, and the PC would just be on all the time. I didn't even have an email address. My mate Rob gave me an email address that he didn't use anymore. wherethesamurai.com. And the O and the F was a 0, like one of those funny
Give you an email address when you can make your own. I don't want you fucking cast off.
This is because
but you got so much spam.
But it was because I was so bloody computer illiterate.
He just goes, this is the password, this is your fucking email
Honestly,
address.
because I was so computer illiterate, I didn't know how to set up I just didn't know how to do it, and he just went, I'll just give you this one, I haven't used it for a while.
Way the samurai.
And it was cool anyway.
Is he a fat dude with long hair?
No, he was a fat dude. He was half Filipino.
That explains the way of the samurai. Does he identify strongly with his Japanese heritage?
I think you should have computerretard@outlook.com.
Computerretard@outlook.com.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because no one uses Outlook anymore.
But we're talking now. This was like late 2004, early 2005, before I had my first email address. and it wasn't even mine.
You weren't even there for the prairie days of the internet where it was dial-up.
No, I was briefly, but I was like 16, and again, I left school just as the internet kind of started to come through, and people were starting to learn in school about the internet, and I missed all that. And then I had a couple of mates that were geeky. They were all on it, kind of thing, showing me the internet. You had a picture of Jerry Halliwell with her boobs out. And
that does seem very early 2000s, yeah. You know,
that
I think,
was my
you know
introduction.
What? And you know what? I looked at it too.
We're talking, what, 1998 at this point? Jerry Halliwell, butt naked. Who was the other one? There was another one as well. Scully.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson, oh.
Her naked as well. I remember, because he printed them off for me and everything, I was well fucking chuffed.
Nah.
And my mum found them. So I hid them behind I had a Liverpool poster. And they were so sad. But when you're like 15, 16, you're weird, aren't you, like that? And I hid them behind my Liverpool poster. My mum was cleaning my room the one day and they fell out. And she went mad. She was like, disgusting, Peter! It's disgusting!
Peter!
Seeing women like that, what makes you want to look at a woman like that? It's like, I'm 16 and full of hormones, man. What do you think? You know what I mean? But yeah.
Was that when you were living in the ghetto?
Honestly, that was... As far as the internet goes, from like 98...
Sorry.
from 98 to like 2005...
I can't imagine Pete in a ghetto.
No.
What's a ghetto?
What's a ghetto?
That's it, like, in the ghetto.
Well, there's two meanings. There's that one. There's going to be there's obviously the bad one, which is where the Jews went, and then there's the third one where it's like a bunch of black guys eating crack.
So which one?
Is that The Wire?
That's the one I was thinking of.
The one with the black guys eating crack.
Dealing crack. Smoking crack.
This crack is really more. See, it's piece. Trying to fit in eating crack.
Well, ribbing was just really popular.
I've been at work today. It's been a long day.
He hasn't had any time for memes.
No
meme time.
No meme time.
Yeah, so yeah, I
No time for memes in the ghetto.
I think I'm still like...
Just live by the gun, die by the gun in the ghetto.
I think I'm about 5-6 years behind.
Give me some more crack, I'm hungry.
I think I've never caught up. That's the problem, isn't it?
Fair enough.
I'm still...
Fair enough.
Let's send him more memes.
Send him more memes. I send memes in the group nearly every day.
Oh, I always look at them.
We publish memes every day on the page.
Yeah.
We are, in fact, part of a meme warfare operation.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make it my mission to create a good meme and get one out there.
Run it by us first, though, because you're 5 years behind.
Yeah, alright then. Yeah. Pete, why have you just got a picture of a potato? That's all it is! That was good!
Now, the West is desperately lagging in its memetic capability, and US Marine Corps Major Michael B. Prosser proposed that NATO open a meme warfare centre in a 2006 thesis. I like that. He's read The Selfish Gene, looked at Dawkins' ideas of memes as units of cultural transmission and transmission that held the potential to be used like a medicine to inoculate the enemy and generate popular support. This guy's ahead of his time. He's writing this in 2006. And he noted that information operations, psychological operations and strategic communications weren't using memes effectively. In the following decade, NATO never did open a meme warfare centre, but the idea didn't go away and is now starting to gain traction again. This article was written last year, so we're going to assume that NATO is pumping out memes as we speak.
It surprised me.
Yeah, there'll be a few people now. There's got to be. I'm not sure about a whole centre for them.
No.
When they say NATO, right, do they mean it's just one of the NATO soldiers that's just like created a meme? This has come from NATO! Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, but
could it be that simple?
No, they're different offices, weren't they?
Offices, office of meme warfare.
Yeah.
That's mad though, isn't it?
Interestingly, I'm surprised that you remember the road to Basra in '91 when the Americans and Brits bombed the Iraqi retreating convoy out of Basra, going back to Iraq, and they just blitzed it.
Yeah.
And apparently they had to stop British soldiers putting sunglasses on their charred bodies and cigarettes in their mouths and taking pictures with them and shit.
Yeah.
That'd be a meme now.
There's quite a bit
If the
of
internet was
there's
about, that would have been an
that.
instant meme.
Sorry, Claire.
There's quite a bit of that morbid sort of humour among armed forces.
Squaddies, yeah. Squaddy humour.
Yeah. But like I say, nowadays that would have been straight up to TikTok or in a meme. Because they might say leave your mobile phones at home, but how many people are going to leave your mobile phones at home when you go to war?
Might save your life in that top pocket, mightn't it?
Might do. Or certainly you're going to put it on event in the laws and the fighting, aren't you? I don't know. I still think people would take them. I mean, clearly in the war we're seeing at the minute, people are taking them in, whether they allow it in the British Army. I was never allowed to take a mobile phone on exercise, though I'm into a war zone.
We had to turn our phone off on the submarine for 3.5 months.
I'm surprised you just didn't take it with you.
So
Take it with you.
no memes.
Yeah, it was. I did take it with me, and I used to have it on every night and play my games on it. But I no SIM card in it.
So it was just a device to play games on.
Yeah, it was like very, very early.
Snake.
Like no, later than that. 'Cause we're talking 2004. This would have been, and it would have been the latest phone. It was like the Nokia. It was the one that was shaped a bit like a pebble. It was around the time where you had the Nokia gaming phone. Can you remember that one?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it actually. You could put. I think you could put cartridges in it if I remember right.
I don't know about that, but I remember a gaming. There was a gaming
it
phone.
looked like a DS. Not a DS. It looked like the game. It looked.
It was very primitive though.
The N-Gage, that one that looked like a pasty when you were holding it to your
That's right. So
The N-Gage.
It was of that era of the N-Gage, but it was just a half decent camera phone at the time. But yeah, I didn't have my seat.
3.5 months of Snake.
Oh God! What level would you be at by the end of that? You just break the phone,
I had
wouldn't you?
some like columns style game, like Tetris kind of thing. I had one of them, and they were simple games. But kept me busy. But that's the only way I could use it without a SIM card in it.
Fair enough.
It was just like having a bloody Game Boy.
How many books can you take with you, realistically?
We had a library.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
There's some.
Do you know what? I had the fucking best book I've ever read on that, and I kept it, and then lent
Nicked it.
I lent it to somebody, and never fucking got it back. And I can't remember the name of the book, and I wish I could, because I'd love to have it and read it again.
Can't have been that good. You got to remember the name, mate. Come on.
Mate,
What was it about? As you know what?
No.
We'll talk about that off air.
Another day.
It wasn't until 2017 the EU and NATO established the European Centre of Excellence for Countering Hybrid Threats. While understanding memes as information warfare falls within its remit, its purpose is more analytical than proactive. Currently, it seems the best form of defence is awareness, so you got to counter the memes before you can start making your own. I'd say that was 2017. They're pretty progressing to that now, aren't they?
I imagine so.
I mean, the Ukrainians are making some great memes. Have you seen the hot female soldiers fighting for Ukraine?
I haven't.
I have. Oh, maybe we want to go and volunteer.
I haven't, no.
They're in bikinis.
Well,
No, but they are incredibly cute in combat gear and holding assault rifles.
they ain't makeup top or anything like that, are they? They're just like nice hair. You can see the nice blonde hair, whatever, in a ponytail, and they're all combated up with a combat cap on kind of thing, and you're like, oh, hello.
Hello.
Well, that's propaganda in itself.
More than likely, yeah. But, do you know, I've seen lots of things where women are taking arms as well. Like, why wouldn't they? Those who haven't chose to flee with their kids and
That's
that.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to go and volunteer. Give yourself a hot Ukrainian girlfriend in combat. Now, memes resemble traditional propaganda in a few ways. A hostile government can use them to spread malicious information in a way that's advantageous to it. But there are key differences too, because memes are a common way for people to express themselves online. It's very easy to make memes that they're being suspected as pieces of information warfare, and they can be much more targeted. Traditional propaganda focuses on large groups of people who have some spatial or political link. The way that internet fingerprints allows hostile actors to draw up their own lists, looking for links even users don't know they share. So when you do those little quizzes on Facebook,
Yeah. The ones that give it all your information.
that's the one, subtly give out all your information to, in the form of a little quiz.
Or the single question Like, what was your first car?
Yeah, there you go. They build up a profile of you. You do all them little quizzes in the name of fun.
Which Kardashian are you?
Which Kardashian are you? Which cute puppy are you, I've seen? There's a Rottweiler, by the way.
I wonder what I'd be.
Jack Russell. Jack Russell.
A mongrel. A mongrel of some sort.
Nothing wrong with a 99. Authoritarian regimes may be less susceptible to meme warfare though, because they have more control over their social media systems. China employs 20 to 50,000 internet police and an additional 250,000 trolls who spread pro-Beijing material domestically and abroad. Now, memetic warfare isn't just military but civil as well. And some 1,200 TikTok channels are run by various Chinese civil authorities, such as police stations, SWAT teams, traffic police and prisons.
Traffic police?
Yeah.
They've got their own meme warfare division.
You never watched the Chinese traffic police in action, mate? Oh, that's my new fucking show of choice, that is.
Is it?
Beijing Traffic Police. You just scream at a guy, then shoot him. No, it should be a show though.
Reminds me of that game I had on Sega, Dreamcast, Tokyo Bus Guides.
That was a terrible game. Furthest any of us ever got was around the corner.
It was a simulation of a bus driver.
Yeah, you bumped the curb though, mate. That was it.
Game over.
Game
It took
over.
about 10 minutes to load, so wait, this fucking game's load. All of a sudden, you're in a street with signs you don't recognise. It's all in Japanese. You're like, where do I go? You bump the corner or something, it's game over, and it takes 10 minutes to reload the game again.
That's hilarious.
It was
We
an
couldn't
awful
get
game.
past the first corner.
No, none of us could. It didn't matter what line we took. We just couldn't get past the first corner.
Have you still got your Dreamcast?
No, it's gone, unfortunately.
20 to 50,000 internet police and 250,000 trolls. Imagine that. Oh, what's your job? I'm a troll.
I sit under a bridge and ask for money.
You
None
only
of them
got
trolls, Pete. Internet trolls.
Why, what's an internet troll? I'm joking. I do know what that is.
troll farms. I think can be very effective. People do it for fun. They
Is
just
that how it sounds?
Yeah, they just leave a controversial comment and then fuck off and let everyone rip him to pieces.
Yeah.
They crave the attention it gets.
What's a troll farm?
When you get loads of people doing it.
Do you think there might be like set up offices?
Yeah, that's what they are.
That's
Yeah.
what I suggest.
There's like
Just
set up offices,
commenting on internet.
Yeah, 250,000 Chinese
yeah.
spreading
Actually
pro-Beijing.
employed as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll do, instead of doing it like, the old way, they do it more subtly with these memes and hook the kids in and get them believing that kind of, your kind of way, innit?
That's
It's cool
it.
to be,
It's cool to be communist.
yeah, and support the state and...
God, imagine a fucking Chinese Barney the dinosaur, but he was red with a hammer and sickle on his chest. The state loves you, the state loves me, we're a happy family. Oh God, it's terrifying.
Unless you step out of line, I'm like a shot.
Then see how bad we can be. Your
I'll
family.
come round and bite your head off.
No, hang on, no. An open grave for your family.
Oh, hello, children.
Comrade children.
Hello, comrades.
Comrade children. How are you today? Does everyone love our leader? Yay!
Now today's lesson will be...
How to field strip an AK-47.
Well, apparently these Chinese traffic police have produced more than 13,000 videos and amassed a combined 4.8 billion views.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Crikey.
Well, not just the traffic police, all of them combined,
Yeah.
but...
Still.
TikTok is basically the ultimate Chinese weapon to kill Western education. Because in China, if you look at... It's a Chinese-owned app.
Is it?
It is.
This is why
TikTok
people
is
are
Chinese.
very scared that it's a spy app.
Yeah.
Ah.
If you look at a car being done up or something like footage of cars or something you're interested in, the Chinese filters will push them towards that goal. So they'll be like, if they're interested in cars, it'll follow them onto how does an engine work? How do I fix engines? Shit like that. In the West, it just leads you to shitty dance videos. So they're using it as
the population.
to dumb the Western population down. That's what I heard. That is internet speculation, but I can, given the Chinese thirst for to beat.
They're at the forefront of this shit.
That's it. Yeah.
Practicing it for a long time. They're very good at it.
What's the name of the Chinese phone company? I could open it. Is it Huawei?
Huawei.
The government have actually stopped people having those phones who are employed by them because they can be hacked by the Chinese really easily. Because they're a budget brand, they're excellent for business.
Well, they were banned from sale, weren't they? I don't think you can.
Yeah, you can still get them for personal use. Yeah,
Didn't at one point.
not for government use on your government
They
phone.
stopped one of them or something. They stopped something at one point. I'm sure I remember in it a year.
No, it was for government use.
Right. Okay. So that's what it meant.
You can still own one should you want to. Although you'll knock your 33 tons holding up.
Can't fucking beat it, mate. I'm well with the times, really. I actually have an S8.
Ooh.
Galaxy S8.
What are they up to now?
Fuck knows, but it's about 5 years old, isn't it? So I'm well with the times.
That's where you are meme-wise.
Yep.
There you
See,
go.
I told you earlier, I'm about 5 years behind.
If someone gets beat like an iPhone fucking 14 or whatever, his head will explode.
I'd say I'd probably just shit myself or
Yes. Boot up and shit your pants. I appear to have fouled myself.
I'll set up a TikTok and everything. I've just shit.
Fuck you, China.
Memes can also have dual functions. As well as acting as a form of information warfare, they can help normalise extreme behaviours through humour. For example, memes can be recruitment tools for white nationalist groups. Very true.
And
ISIS. The Christchurch mosque terrorist Brenton Tarrant frequently used 8chan, and all chan sites require users to submit images with text. Now, as a result, these right-wing sites are fertile breeding ground for memes that normalise extreme behaviour and reinforce each other. Slowly, the memes seep out into more common areas of the internet, such as Twitter, and that everyone on 4chan should be considered a terrorist as itself already a meme on 4chan. Even 4chan users say they're terrorists by their extreme views, or 8chan, or whatever chan you're on. I've no idea. I used to read Warhammer 40k lore on 4chan.
What is 4chan? Is that just like a...
It's like a Wikipedia,
right,
but with discussion groups and forums.
a bulletin board in it.
Bulletin boards.
okay.
There was a whole 40k Wikipedia on 4chan, written by fans, and it always had spoilers because the fans had read the books that I hadn't, so I used to read that. I mean, it's got dark sides. As the internet has, it's got a dark side. And
Remember fight rooms?
fight rooms.
Chat rooms, and you get fight rooms and that. Can't remember that.
I remember chat rooms. I remember
been on MSN and all that.
MSN. Yeah, you used to do the
MSN?
network chat. Yeah.
I remember like fight rooms. Can't remember that.
Never remember a fight room. No.
That's something else we used to do. Like we were talking back at probably about 2005 again. Lee had a bloody microphone thing, and that was plugged in on Rob's computer. He'd be chatting to people in America. Remember that? That's where that came from.
So
Because
you
would just argue with people about I don't even know what. It would normally start off like, "Oh, are you American?" Like, "Yeah, fucking American. Go eat cheeseburger." And they'd be like, "You fucking Brit, go get a fucking crumpet." And you'd be like, "Mate, make it better than that. Come on."
I know what you're saying.
But yeah, it's pointless.
I can imagine that kind of thing existed in the early days of the internet.
Weird.
Now, I just want to also point out neither the extreme right or the extreme left can meme. Neither of them can meme. They're all awful. But they reinforce the beliefs of people who believe that already. On both sides. What you've got to do is create something that gets the 1/3 of undecided voters.
Questioning, yeah.
Get them questioning. Get them believing something. Nowadays, if people see something in a meme, That's fucking it.
Look at QAnon.
Yeah, exactly. Look at QAnon. Look at the point where some dude's willing to go to a pizza restaurant with an AR-15 and try and rescue children from a non-existent basement. That's what memes can do. Oh, there was a basement. It was just really well hidden. Who knows?
Memes can also point you to pieces of news as well.
I've
I've come across a meme and gone, what's all that about? And then quickly, like, you know,
Searched it, like.
Googled, why is there
why is
spoiler kicking a cat or
Yeah.
something like that, you know.
I know what you're saying.
And it all comes up, doesn't it? Straight away.
I usually find out celebrity deaths from a Simpsons group, a Simpsons meme group I'm in. It's mental. But they always do that. If it's a beloved person, they'll always do that picture of Homer looking up at the stars. His mom died and he sees his mom in the sky. And they'll always obviously replace the picture of whoever's died.
Spoiler alert, man. Fucking hell.
I know that while we're on The Simpsons as well.
Jesus. I didn't know Homer's mum died.
Me and Mike are really... We're finishing The Simpsons now, Mike.
Season 26, aren't we?
Maybe, I think
it's about that.
3.5 more till we catch up. Don't know what I'll do.
Nearly 30 seasons of that.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, it must be.
Quality's dropped though.
Yeah.
It was best in the original. The old
Everyone
days.
seems to think season 2 to 12 are the peak years.
100%.
And then there's a steady but slow decline. And I kind of agree with that.
Yeah. The occasional episode's really good, but...
It's still funny in places, but... Yeah. Now, one of the ways that information warfare can be fought is simply by raising awareness about issues. And I also think education and critical thinking skills need to be massively reinforced.
Not until you get to A level.
That's it. And ironically, since it's not the youth who are most radicalised by social media, there needs to be a more concerted effort to make people more aware that even memes can be harmful. And since it's not the youth, I think the youth are more likely to check shit out because all they do is look at their phones, surf the net. They look at everything. They go through links to link to link to link before they find, oh yeah, that's what it is. That is good in a way, but like I say, it's the old people who turn. The old people turn out to vote in more massive numbers than the youth. Well, no, I'll be down with them. The youth.
Youths of today.
The youth. So that's the issue you've got, is that the old people are being radicalised by memes because they're more prone to believe stuff they see on the internet, even though they spent us in telling us our entire lives not to talk to strangers and not to trust anybody. They believe everything they see on the internet, whereas we tend to fact check it a bit more.
Yeah.
That's why they're getting scammed as well, aren't they?
That's why they get scammed.
My parents knew nothing about the 2014 coup.
Didn't they?
No, the BBC and that don't tell them, do they? I'm going to mention it.
My favourite, I had a scam call this week, so they rang me up and said, hello Mr. Carty, you've got this is the Royal Mail, and you've got a package waiting for you at our London depot. And I'm like, why? Just deliver it to me then. She's like, well no, because we tried to deliver it to you and it was returned. I'm like, so you drove it all the way down to London instead of leaving it at Tweedale, where it was a local sorting office. You took it all the way back 5 hours back to London. Yes, we did, and you need to pay us. Well, the joke's on you, mate, because I haven't got anything on fucking order, have I? And he's hung up on me. But old people believe that. They go, oh my god, have I got something? Maybe someone sent me something. Oh, maybe so-and-so sent me something. Oh,
how much is it, dear? How much
is it? Yeah, how many bank details?
Yeah.
People are stupid. That's what it boils down to. And the older generation are more trustworthy, hence the scams. Hence the original point of that tangent and weird tale.
Well, they just don't get the other side of the argument. That's all they get.
Now, awareness is that a stranger on Twitter, maybe a bot, a paid troll, or a shill, hasn't stopped hostile actors from achieving their goals. They're not trying to win debates online by making convincing arguments, but to amplify the loudest voices in that fight, deepening the divisions between us. That's exactly right. That's why the most stupid shout loudest nowadays. Because they've got stuff like that backing them up.
Well, and these trolls, you assume that they're making their own, like a new profile, if it's Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah, they do it regularly, they're on the regular. It's so easy to get an email address, and all you need to sign up to Facebook is an email address.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What's a shill?
Someone who's paid by the opposition to say what the opposition thinks.
Right, okay.
Tell me the moon landing was real.
Moon
Go on.
landing was real.
Mike, give me some money.
Why?
Because I want to tell Pete that the moon landing wasn't real and I know you're against it in this scenario.
Alright, there you go.
Thank you. Moon landing wasn't real, right, and you're the shill because you're taking the official line.
Right, okay. Fair enough. Just another propaganda.
Yeah. It's a paid opponent to basically just mix everything up.
To just disagree with everything that the opponent says.
Yeah.
Much.
I've called a few of them out. You can see they're just being
So the
antagonistic.
official line.
Yeah.
So
And I've called them a few out.
actually, no offense, I got that wrong because I should have been like, I don't believe the moon landing exists, but I'm going to tell you the moon landing exists for money. That's what it is. I've got it all wrong. Edit that bit out.
I'm too battered, mate. I don't know what's going on.
Edit this bit out. So, Mike, sober Mike, edit that little bit out about the things. I got the chill thing wrong.
And then put in the right bit.
And put in the right bit.
I'm on it.
Right, let's talk about Brexit. We talked about the Americans.
Yeah, I thought we'd passed this 2 years ago. Never to be spoke of again.
Basically, I feel that there was a targeted attack by remain.co.uk and leave.eu as meme warfare on the population. I think that is what won Leave.
Leave definitely won the meme war.
Leave won the meme war, therefore won the election. I think Remain's meme war, trying to use facts, didn't work.
So, one of the memes I'm thinking of at that kind of time was when you had all the Syrian refugees, I think it was.
That was actually technically...
Would that have
yes.
been a meme? Because there was a picture of like...
Yes, it would have
been like a line.
Yeah.
I remember it saying on top,
Mate,
like, oh, these are all
the
heading
bus
your
was
way.
a meme.
The bus, yeah.
The bus was a meme.
Just a driving meme.
It was just driving meme, and how many memes did that bus appear on?
Oh, so many.
Yeah, but the bus itself was a meme, would you say? Yeah.
Everything was a meme in their campaign. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. We'll be better off.
Yeah.
We'll be better off. Oh, don't you know that Turkey is going to join the EU the day after the Brexit vote? So there's going to be an
50 million, all that bollocks.
There's going to be an EU army within 3 days if you don't vote Brexit.
Because
It
they
was all
know that
bullshit.
fear triggers your emotions.
It was Project Fear.
And when you are thinking with your emotions, you don't think with your brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. They get him in a sense of fear, yeah. And then you're voting, you're not thinking about your vote.
It did appeal to the more xenophobic members of society who didn't want to see more foreigners coming over here taking our jobs, even though we're now crying out for the fuckers to come. He took our jobs!
Yeah, they did what Trump did, then whipped up the racist, didn't they?
That was a South Park reference. If
It was,
they
yeah.
thought I was just being weird.
No, I got it. They took our jobs! I watched that episode not that long ago.
Did I vote?
On the referendum?
Yes, I did.
What did you vote?
I voted to leave.
Oh
I
dear.
voted leave as well.
I voted leave just purely because it was a case of I didn't like the fact that the likes of Brussels and things like that. And let's face it, nobody likes the English. I didn't like the thought of other countries having kind of say so over our
Well,
laws.
it didn't. We could have vetoed anything we wanted to.
Within reason.
We could have vetoed
reason.
everything. We're one of the big boys, one of the G8. We could have vetoed everything.
But we didn't. That's the problem.
We
isn't it?
instituted
We could have,
a
but
statute into certain laws. I mean, I'm always in favour of the human rights law, no matter how much the government try to poo-poo it.
But there were some farming regulations and things and fishing and all that caused a bit of...
The fishing especially. I don't know why the Brits are so damn concerned about fishing.
Because we're surrounded
Fish
by
and
water.
chips. We eat fish and chips.
Every
Yeah,
single
it's our
day.
staple diet. What are you about?
The British fishermen sold off the rights in 1991. They were quite happy to do that, and then they were all pissed off about, I can't fish in them waters anymore
Yes, 'cause
because you
there's
sold
fish.
the fucking rights
There was
off.
fish in 1991, we fished them all now.
Oh yeah, there was a bit more fish in 1991. That's true.
And the thing was for me as well, I didn't want to waste my vote because obviously being forces and ex-forces and family and that, I appreciate the fact that wars have been fought to give us the ability
Of course,
and right
yeah,
to
I
vote,
always
so
vote.
we should
Well, I
vote.
abstained.
And you can't complain about something if you didn't
That's
kind of
very
vote
true.
for it.
That's very true.
Or not. if you didn't put your vote in, you can't complain if it doesn't go your way. So you didn't even.
I didn't put my vote in because I knew it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Either we're ruled by European oligarchs or we're ruled by British oligarchs.
I'd rather take the European ones.
So for me, the status quo is never going to change.
Yeah. I just weighed it all up and thought, well, do you know what?
I thought it was very divisive as well, and I just didn't want any part of it.
Well, that was the point of it. It was very divisive, and people fell out with friends, fell out with family.
Yeah, and I thought it was just a side
It
issue.
split the country in two.
Me and Benny had a little to do at one point, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think that was before you were on the pod. We had a
Yeah, a little to do.
yeah. We did on Facebook, and then we met up like adults and walked the dogs
Yeah.
and
Chatted
talked
through
about it
Brexit.
and chatted through it.
And went, this is pretty much bullshit, isn't it, lads?
Yeah.
You know.
It was an excuse for the mega rich in this country to keep their tax havens. That's what it boiled down to. That's why it was brought up. It was proved in the Panama Papers that Cameron and Cameron's dad had massive amounts of money in Panama. And Cameron, he just walked away. He lost the vote and went, well, this is going to be a mess. I'm out of here.
I mean, the whole point of Europe was just to funnel money to the French and the Germans.
Well, we got our fair share as well.
Yeah, we got stuff back. But I'm saying, like,
I mean, levelling up and it's not
we
going
weren't
to work.
even, I mean, I'm thinking more the Euro because we weren't even in it. We only had 1 foot in Europe anyway.
Well, that's it. Yeah, we didn't have everything.
And we had the benefits of the free trade,
but we had
which I liked.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that
I love the freedom of movement. I loved that I could just stroll through.
Remember, at one point, it wasn't just Brexit and stay. There was an offer of a soft Brexit on the table.
There was, yeah.
And that's what I was a bit more in favour of. Staying in the customs union.
Get the freedom of movement. But the freedom of movement was a big thing in this country, and the meme war, bringing it back, played a massive part in this fear of immigration that's been with us.
The immigration was a massive thing.
I loved having the Polish...
It's all lies, because immigration, the study's been shown that they bring more money into the country.
Yeah, the EU people were paying more than they were taking out. You know, it was they were doing high-skilled jobs that we had a shortfall for years because the successive governments had underfunded it. So we say, all right, we've got a shortfall of 10,000 doctors this year. Let's open it up to EU doctors who want to come over and work.
Yeah.
Now we've got 12,000 because there's shitloads. Thank you very much. They all want to come over. There's different ways of doing it.
I never wanted a hard Brexit.
No, I never wanted to just cut off all ties completely.
I do agree.
Freedom of movement, mate. When you next go abroad, you'll regret missing that.
Well, I do agree with the points-based immigration, though. I do agree with that to a level, in the sense
but
that...
you need people to do unskilled jobs, mate. We're crying out for people, I'm sure you are, just to do unskilled jobs.
But yet, then you look at the couple of million people that would potentially come over and fill those positions are fillable with the couple of million fucking people that are unemployed at the minute, that are on job seekers benefits, so they're apparently looking for jobs.
They don't want to work, that's the problem.
This is the problem. So
the problem is you got to pick stuff in the fields. It's back-breaking work for minimum wage.
Yeah, but they used to. The guys who come over for that reason specifically to do
now
it.
all the food is rotting in the. All the food is rotting.
You haven't got the people who want to do it. That's the issue.
Yeah, it is a shame, mate. It is a crying shame. I do agree, but at the same time, you have like a certain amount of a number for your unskilled workers, but other than that, once they're filled, then it's like.
I think that the Remain game lost them. They tried to do it with facts and say this is going to be bad, this is what's going to happen, and most of those claims, a good 90% of them claims, have come true to a point. Not the most extreme, but the queues at Dover at the minute, fucking hell, they are. The amount of deliveries I have that are 4 or 5 hours late because they come from the Costa Continent. Because they've been held up by British Customs. It's getting better because the drivers are going to start earlier.
Neither side knew what was going to come out of it.
No.
Simple as.
Project Fear. Hashtag Project Fear. That was the most. And if you look at all of these campaigns, they got Make America Great Again, Project Fear. What's the one, the Britain one that looks like 666?
Build back better.
Build back better.
Stole from Biden.
Get Brexit done. All these little slogans that you can slam on a meme. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Take back control.
Take back control.
Picture of the
300
Union flag. Take back control and.
I love that you called it a Union flag.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Yes, thank you. I've been saying that for years.
It's only a Union Jack if it's on a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Exactly.
Only time it can be called
It
a
is.
Union Jack.
Talking of Project Fear, it's like one Project Fear to the next. It sort of rolls into the next. You know, I think after Brexit it was COVID, and now COVID's disappeared, and now it's the everyone's looking at the war, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I haven't heard the word COVID on the news.
Fuck me, man. I mean,
It's the next thing, isn't it? It's like,
it's getting worse and worse,
yeah,
now, isn't it?
if anyone's going to tell me at this point this isn't a simulation theory or an alien fucking sitcom,
Well, the next one is
we've
the
gone from a
alien
pandemic to a world war, you crazy bastards! I can't wait for its final season.
It's like since 2001, it's progressively getting worse and worse.
Well, it's going to be an alien invasion next, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, when we survive
Yeah, I think
this,
you're right, actually.
It will be alien invasion.
Or an asteroid, something like that.
No, I'm going for alien invasion because that'll be the last massive one for the arms companies.
Actually, I'm getting nuclear war. I was looking more like.
No, they've got to make more money after a nuclear war, mate.
Nah, no one's going to press that button.
No one's-
I don't think.
No one's going to make any money after that. You press that button, the money stops.
Everything stops.
Everything stops. That's why no one's ever going to press
Dad,
it.
it's game
And
over.
It came exactly. Oh no, it was his anniversary the other week.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton. Oh, R.I.P.D. to you, mate.
Yeah, but Russia, they've got that scorched earth. Oh, that's Israel, isn't it?
It's Israel. Well, they don't give a fuck, and they've never admitted they've got him anyway.
These memes are perpetuating Project Fear, aren't they?
Yeah, final point was it Project Fear delves and everything in our lives. We just said, oh, there could be a nuclear war. Yeah, no one's daft enough to press that button because the money will dry up. But you keep throwing that at people that say, oh, this war's going to go nuclear. Builds fear. We're easier to control when we're afraid.
Of course.
So it boils down to.
They play us like a fiddle.
And this
Exactly.
is exactly what Putin is doing. He's playing us with fear.
Yeah,
But
I'm putting my
I'm
nuclear
quite
weapons
happy
onto alert.
Exactly, I'm
Yeah.
quite happy to use nukes because
But the propaganda that was coming from Russia is nothing compared to the propaganda that we have from birth.
Well, it's like you see, I mean, our parents' elderly neighbours read the Daily Mail for probably the last 50 years of their fucking life. A meme on the internet, which she barely uses, is not going to sway her. But her generation, the 70 to 80 group, goes out and votes in greater numbers than any other demographic. The boomers, we can call them the boomers, that's their generational name, they believe everything they're told. And I include my dad in that.
we're talking age range from like 50 to 70. Really,
50, yeah,
aren't we?
that's how they were brought up. The government doesn't lie to you. Why would they do that? They need you. They want you to vote for them. They're going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Alright, to wrap it up, even though I think the 2016 American elections were not influenced by memes at all, although to the more extreme side, if you were a floating voter, I think you'd be to fall with those memes to Trump's
Yeah, the
side.
study came out that Russia means
I mean,
they're amateurish and they barely reached
and
the
they tried to impeach Trump over it, and it didn't work. So they kind of, there you go,
Fail.
fail. Brexit, I do think there was something to it. I think they spread disinformation.
The way they did their memes were a lot cleverer.
Yes, the Leave campaign won it on memes. I do think that. And they had the bus, which is a moving meme. Do I think memes the battlefield of the future? Absolutely. You can sway public opinion. Boom.
Yep.
I think you're laughing. I think if you can subvert enough, then yeah. What do you?
There's already memes out about the Ukrainian conflict and that already, isn't there?
Oh, the Ghost of Kiev, maybe a meme.
Yeah.
I hope not, because it's metal as fuck.
I've heard that it's bollocks, yeah.
But I've also heard that he actually took 10, not within that first 36
No,
hours.
essentially that article.
But since it's been
Since
10.
it's been
Well, the
10.
video footage is from a computer game.
It is.
Is it?
But the guy that uploaded that video said, I'm doing this as a tribute. It was then put out as news by news organisations as being real.
Right.
Because that's misinformation and it's propaganda, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course it is.
You need your war heroes, don't you?
You need your heroes.
Fighting.
I just think the aeroplanes that they use, the Ukrainian
MiG-29s.
they are very, very, very versatile. They're very manoeuvrable.
The Russians are using the same model.
Are they though?
Yeah, virtually. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They've got a few more advanced models and different various ground attack aircraft, air-to-air interceptors, air-to-ground. But the Ukrainian fighter pilots have been getting amongst them, the MiG-29s. Ukraine didn't have a massive air force, but they did manage to disperse it really well before the bombs hit.
You'll probably find they've been trained by the right people as well.
Well, that was the thing, that is they dispersed it amongst the western side of the country, which isn't under Russian attack, and the Russian planes were designed to fly off grass runways and stuff, and to be really versatile like that, because the Russians are designed everything to be hard working and versatile. We had the Harrier, that was our thing. We could park it under a bridge, taxi it out, up it goes.
One of my favourite planes.
Absolutely. Still blame my parents for not buying me one when I was a kid. I asked for one for Christmas. It's when I lost all faith in Santa. Wanted a Harrier.
I don't think your mum and dad had a spare 60 million or whatever it probably cost at that point.
True, but I saw that you could buy a derelict Vulcan bomber for $7,000 on eBay at one point.
Could you?
Yeah. Plus transport costs, obviously.
If only they'd drunk Pepsi, Ben.
My all-time favourite.
That's very true, Mike. If only they drunk Pepsi, when Pepsi became the 6th largest navy in the world.
No, when that guy said he wanted to win a Harry.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
that was Pepsi as well.
Yeah.
Oh, my Pepsi story is for another time then. When Pepsi had the 6th largest navy in the world.
What?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll get to it. Are we all good with memes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright then, fucked up facts.
Have a jingle, please.
Facts, fucked up facts, facts.
Fucked
up facts.
One horse produces 15 horsepower.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was under the impression the whole thing was one horse.
Based on one
One
power.
horse. Yeah, that's it.
Based on my extensive experience of watching Top Gear, I'm quite confident that one horse is 1 horsepower, hence the name.
15 apparently.
I refute that fact. I'm going to Google it as we speak.
1 horsepower is equivalent to what 1 human produces, not a horse. I know, weird innit?
That is weird.
So they should call it
Human power.
It's 15 people to 1 horse,
Yeah,
is what it is.
yeah. Yeah.
Not, so it's 1 horse is
1
worth
horse produces 15 horsepower.
it produces 1 horsepower.
No, produces
15 people power.
1 horse produces 15
People power. You said 1 horse produces 15 horsepower.
One,
Yeah, but it
one
is, that's what I'm
person.
saying.
It's no, that's semantics, but I'm still going to disagree
What
with
they're
you till the day I
saying
die.
is a horse
Did you find
produces 15 horsepower, whereas a human produces 1 horsepower.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's just
It
semantics.
should actually be called human
Yeah.
power as opposed to horsepower, because horses actually produce 15 horsepower, measured on the same scale. I understand that, Mike.
Thank you, Pete.
It's fucking fucked up though. I'm going to complain.
I know.
Who invented horsepower? Right, I want the name, I want the number.
Being on this pod, you'll start to realise that all the things you were told were probably lies. Tends to do that.
When considering a healthy human can produce 1.2 horsepower briefly.
1 human, 1 horsepower.
Trained athletes can manage about 2.5.
Oh.
Well, still, I disagree with the wording of that.
Do you know
I'm
what?
I'm not comfortable with it either.
No, thank you, Claire. Thank you.
It's fucked up, isn't it? It's a fucked up fact.
Yeah.
Okay. Continuing the car thing. The first ever speeding ticket was issued in 1896 to a driver in Kent for going 4 times the legal speed limit.
I'm going to guess the speed limit was 4 miles an hour.
Close, it was 2.
Oh, because that's what, of course, they used to have the man with the flag in front of them. Genuinely, they used to do that. There was a man with a red flag walking in front of the car, about 10, 15 metres or so, waving the flag to let people know the car was coming. Just going slower than you're walking.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, 4 miles an hour. Yeah, 2 miles an hour would be the thing, just walking is 4.
He was doing 8 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
He was putting people's lives at risk. What if a child crossed the road? They'd have had to
I bet he was racing.
crawl away.
I bet he was racing another dude.
the first ever fucking
Drag race.
Drag race,
I've
yeah.
got 3 HP.
Or would it be 3 people, Pete?
I've got 3 people P. Well, you got a 2.9 where I'm liar. Let's see where it goes.
Apparently, cats can safely receive blood transfusions from dogs, but only once. The second transfusion is often fatal.
That's mental.
Yeah.
But still, comforting to know.
Who tried that out?
That's what I was thinking.
Mengele,
yeah.
probably.
A lot of people have tried very dodgy things over the years, haven't they?
They certainly have.
Monkey glands.
Monkey glands.
That springs to mind. Check
Yeah.
that episode out.
Check that episode out, indeed, yeah.
That was my
Monkey.
first episode. That
Ah, it
was.
was, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Monkey balls.
Monkey
Yeah.
balls, monkey semen into your testicles.
Yeah.
That'll make you strong.
Which FA Cup final was nicknamed
The
the
Monkey
Grand
Cup.
Final, wasn't it?
Oh shit, it was like the
30s, wasn't it?
1935, 1936. It was quite close to the Second World War.
Major
Yeah,
Frank Buckley.
Major Frank Buckley was Wolves manager. Fantastic.
What, and he had monkey's balls?
No, he was grafting monkey scrotums onto.
No, he was
Players.
injecting monkey
Oh, he was
semen
injecting it, that's
into
it.
dudes' balls.
It's like a
Was it before-
testosterone.
Before,
Yeah.
before they knew,
Performance
they
enhancing.
really knew much
Drugs,
about
isn't it?
Yeah.
testosterone and stuff.
This Russian dude and
They
all
were
this
getting a
research.
rush.
On one of the
This
FA
is
Cup.
why we need a video camera, because I think it needed to see my face with the information. Yeah.
That was a really
just
funny
like,
episode, that
Yeah.
was, to be fair, wasn't
It
it?
was. And one of the FA Cup finals was called the Monkey Gland Final.
Yeah, both teams are doing it.
Yeah.
that's fucked up, man.
Was it 6-3? Portsmouth versus Wolves. It was
Yeah.
Portsmouth 6, Wolves 3.
That's funny.
It's mental, innit?
Fucking mental ways.
In 2020, a French man was awarded €40,000 by a court because they determined his job was so incredibly boring it had damaged his mental health.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done some fucking jobs like that.
You know what, mate? I watched a man break down in tears once at his job. Back at my former place of work. He was just staring at a fucking white brick wall all day. That's where his desk was, right against the wall. And all he had to look at was that fucking wall. And it took him 20 years, but he fucking just broke down in tears one day. Had to be escorted out, never saw him again.
Oh dear.
I wasn't allowed to put anything up.
Wasn't-
Company policy. I wasn't allowed to put anything on the wall.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Poor bugger.
I know. It does break
Not even
people.
a nice picture of, like, you know, a nice
No,
page.
it's a work desk and that was it. He had the little paper trays, the folders, nothing on the wall. You weren't allowed anything up. It's decoration.
Not even a calendar.
No.
Works
On
calendar.
a desk calendar he had.
Something, innit?
That was it.
Obviously not enough.
Not enough. R.I.P.D. to that guy. I can't even remember his name.
He's not dead.
He might be.
Oh dear.
Next fact.
Yeah, next one, sorry.
At the end of 2020, The Guardian held a poll in which they asked readers to sum up the year in a single word.
Bollocks.
Shit.
Yes.
Pete's got it.
Yeah.
That's
Shit.
the word that comes to mind. Yeah.
Followed by fucked. And we're in 2022 and things have just got better and better. haven't they?
We just come out of an alleged global pandemic.
I'm liking
Into
how-
World
I
War
like how you're
Three,
saying
potential
alleged
World-
now.
eh?
I like how you're saying alleged now.
I think it was a thing. I don't think it was as deadly as they said it was, unless you were ill
I
or
think
made
it's the flu.
made unhealthy by years of Western diet and exercise. Other countries that have a much healthier lifestyle, they did quite well. I think it's a Western.
Norway, barely a single on the
Yeah,
right lead.
Japan, South Korea, that sort of region, they all have very healthy diets. They're like quite active people. The Westerners, we're fat and gluttonous now, I'm afraid. So it is. We're unhealthy. It affects us more. Yeah, but I do think that there could have been a better response to it. Go and have a vaccine if you want one. If you want one, that's up to you.
Like with the flu jab, innit?
Just like with a flu jab, just go and have it done. The lockdowns and everything, I don't think it warranted it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, I mean, they've reduced the death rate now from something like 115 to something like 18. And that is a lot. 'Cause the papers are jumping on it. Everyone that died had COVID.
That's it, innit? Next fact.
Does anybody here play Scrabble?
Never, mate.
have a few
Never.
times. I dabble at Scrabble.
I've never played that game. I've looked at it and gone, well, that bores the shit out of me. Who wants to play a board game with spelling?
I love it.
Kind of fun, actually. I like it.
Give me Monopoly. I want something interesting. I want a bit of competitiveness, not just who can make the
Scrabble's very
fanciest word.
Scrabble's really
Oh, who
competitive.
can make the fanciest word with the letters
gonna have
I've
to
got?
make him play
No, I want to
Scrabble.
buy Marble Arch, you cunts.
You have to make him play Scrabble one day. Go on.
Do you know what the best high scoring word is?
Oh, I have heard this before. now.
Onomatopoeia.
No.
It's close, it is an O word.
I'm guessing it has like X.
Osmosis.
Oxyphenbutazone, a type of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug which would score 1,778 points.
Who's doing that on a
But-
fucking Scrabble board?
but-
I doubt there's even room on a Scrabble board to
but-
spell that.
How
Like
could you
you,
spell it
all
with
them
7
coming out.
letters?
Hmm?
How can you spell it with 7
Because
letters?
you can add
And other letters, can you? They all branched
So
out,
what?
and someone's
You
looked at that and
just
gone, what was it, Mike?
You'd have to
Someone
make it
will
up
put
in
oxy.
words. Yeah.
Someone would have to put oxy, then you somehow, I don't know, and
That's
then,
what I'm
and then
trying to
someone's
work
got
out.
zone, and then you just connect it with phenbuta. You know, the chances of it are virtually slim to none, but they've worked it out anyway, so
But it could go on the board.
yeah.
Oh dear. Like you said, you'd have to have Fimbuta on
Yeah.
those 7 letters though. wouldn't
Oh,
you? That's the-
Fembot. There you go. Someone's put Fembot in. Does that count as a Scrabble kid?
Based on our knowledge of the constituent elements and environmental conditions on Neptune and Uranus, scientists think it is likely that both planets produce diamond rain.
I have heard about that as well.
Metal!
That's pretty metal. Isn't it? Well, it's diamond, isn't it? Diamond!
That means they're worth nothing.
Diamond rain!
That means they're worth nothing on
But-
that planet, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
It's
does.
very abundant, so it'd just be like,
There's
You always
always
another diamond!
Yeah.
They're worthless on this planet!
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
On this, yeah. They are honest.
Yeah, but Claire,
Oh,
big
I think
scam.
it's just
You're absolutely
a little
right.
bit shiny, isn't it?
There's one company called the De Beers Company that owns like 90% of the diamond mines, and they restrict how much comes onto the market each year to make it keep
Yeah, there are.
artificially high. The
We're,
price.
we're not short of diamonds. That is true.
Unbelievable scam. It's one of the biggest scams.
So imagine that if all of a sudden we get to Neptune or Uranus. Sorry, can't say Uranus. That's sniggering.
That's
Yeah.
why, like, when BBC
And,
say Uranus.
Yeah, that's really what it is. And all of a sudden, it's raining diamonds. You just go to the net and catch them. Obviously, wear some kind of protective hat.
The thing is, though, the diamonds there, more than likely, wouldn't be like the diamonds we have now.
It's all formed by the same pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, but you'll find it'll be different in some way.
As long as it's carbon.
It will have. Yeah, but I don't know. It could be heavier. It could be.
Diamonds just crushed carbon, aren't they?
Yeah. That is it, pretty much. Hence why Superman went like that with a bit of coal and the diamond, didn't he?
I tried to make it. I
Crushed it.
Tangent. I tried to watch Man of Steel again.
Right.
After your recommendation, Pete. I've got a third of the film left. I've watched it in 3 sections and I can't say as it's held me, mate. It hasn't gripped me by the balls and made me watch it.
See, it wasn't the most exciting of Superman films.
No.
But I liked
no.
it.
I think it's got potential.
you like
it
what
could,
you like, didn't you?
It could have been better. It could have been better. But it wasn't like, oh my god, I've got to stop watching this, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm glad I've watched it in segments.
All it was the introduction to What's His Tits as Superman.
Henry
For the
Cavill.
Marvel.
The DC.
The DC Justice League kind of franchise bit, wasn't it? That's all it was. It was the introduction for that.
Yeah, it was. It's alright. It's okay. Because, see, Batman Superman, I'll sit there and watch fucking in one sitting. I love that movie.
Did you like the
Because the
Justice League? The Justice League film.
The Zack Snyder one, yes.
The long one.
The long
Yeah,
one, that
yeah.
was a great movie.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was up there with Infinity War for me.
I did enjoy that.
It was up there with that. That's how high I can give that movie. It's up there with that. The theatrical release with Josh Whedon directing that cut it to shit and made it an awful, awful movie. Oh god, that's terrible. That's an awful film.
So I watched that first.
Yeah, I studied that. I went to the
And
cinema.
then watched the long one.
Whatever. Yeah, well, I was
It was
released
so much
later on.
better.
Yeah.
It was so much better.
Oh, it's That'll be a pick for me actually one day, the Justice League Snyder cut.
Yeah, I'll quite happily watch that again. We'll have to watch that together as well, I think.
You gonna cuddle up?
Yeah, man.
Good.
Get a blanket.
Oh, I don't need one of my fleecy hoodie now.
That'll do. I'll snuggle in with it.
He's got a Yankee at home, hasn't he?
Of course I have. My arms are here, but I'm secretly jacking.
What am I doing under here? You'll never know.
You'll never know.
I've not seen one of those. I'm intrigued now.
It was a Family Guy. It's got a blanket with a pair of fake arms at the front.
Right.
And secretly it was baggy enough so you can jack it underneath.
That's what's implied, isn't
That's
it?
what's implied.
Is that one of the newer?
What are you doing under
newer
here?
episodes?
What are you doing there? You'll never know.
Next fact.
Yeah, go on.
The steeds of knights were not massive, powerful horses. Knights actually rode horses the size of modern ponies.
I've heard that recently actually, and apparently that's true. It's the one I'm not going to dispute.
Picture of a pony about the size.
Okay. Mike, there's a
Shetland.
there are Shetland ponies, Mike.
They weren't
Feet up the
Shetland.
floor.
They weren't Shetland. Can you imagine? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I do see that as a bit of bollocks as well, because I've looked at Henry VIII's armour and
With his massive codpiece.
And the
Have you
horse-
seen the codpiece?
yeah, it's hilarious.
It's
Every single piece of armour he had.
He could hide 2 regiments of fully armoured horsemen in that codpiece.
Isn't that
It was
what
so
he did?
big. I think he did.
I think he did.
Released them from the
I'm
tip.
pretty sure that.
Like he was ejaculating
Release the
reinforcements.
hordes!
Like he was ejaculating 2 regiments of armoured horse on the battlefield.
But no, and he sat on a horse with the hook with hit.
Yeah, it's
horse's
going to be
armour.
proportional, hasn't it?
So
Yeah.
the horse was fucking huge. It was a
Well,
big old
I can-
bloody. I don't know what type of horse you.
I can definitely say by the Napoleonic Wars, a British war horse for the heavy cavalry was something like 17 to 20 hands high.
So they were big fucking horses.
So they were big horses.
Yeah.
And they weren't wearing armour. The
So
French...
you're not on board with this fact then?
I do-
I'm not.
I've heard about it and I can see it because ponies are pretty durable. And then you hear about cavalry being blown after one charge, like the horses need time to recover. They do one charge, go in, they either break it or they retreat, and then they've got to spend like a couple of hours like getting the horses getting their breath back and stuff.
It's because of the weight of them.
Ponies are pretty big nowadays, though, aren't they?
I suppose.
They're not
you
like
could
17 hands high, but they must be like
You
10,
probably class a
12.
Welsh cob as a pony.
That's a pony nowadays,
Yeah.
a little tiny. And they used to have them in warfare back in the Middle Ages. They're like something like the cobblers.
And not
And they
forgetting.
were fleet of foot, but on tiny little horses. But they were archers who rode that,
Remember
so they weren't in armour.
average height them days as well would have been
That's
a
what you
hell of
got.
a lot less.
But the nobility would have been taller because they'd been better fed, they'd been more meat fed, wouldn't they? So you're looking at a nobleman in the Middle Ages, I don't know, being 5'8", 5'9".
They'd have had a horse, and then your not
peasant,
terrible.
you're probably looking 5'5".
So they'd have been better on a
Easy,
pony.
aren't you?
Maybe £150.
Well, Napoleon was considered quite normal size, wasn't he?
He was,
He
and
was 5'6", was he?
that's
Yeah,
right,
5'6".
yeah. And also all the
Yeah.
British propaganda made it. British memes, early British memes
Yeah.
made him look a lot smaller.
He could headbutt me chin, and I'd bite his face off at the same time.
I don't know, I think Napoleon wouldn't just headbutt your chin, he'd have a strategy.
Yeah, he could put.
He'd headbutt your chin and 3 battalions of the Imperial Guard would show up behind you.
He's only 1 inch shorter than me.
They do make out he was like stupidly small,
But then I do think there's small man syndrome.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a small dog syndrome.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have been tall even in his time. He would have been probably smaller than the average guy at that point.
No, he
anyway.
was still average. Napoleon was still average. I mean, obviously, you always have the guys who are like 6 foot. It's just genetics, isn't it? Genetics and diet. That's what it boils down to, mainly
Manure.
genetics.
Manure in the boots.
And Napoleon was Corsican, therefore Mediterranean, and they tend to be a little bit shorter. Whereas someone like the Duke of Wellington, who was like of British and Irish, Gaelic, Celtic,
Classic
Saxon
period.
stock.
Is that what you're going to say?
No, looking a mongrel, exactly, Pete, a mongrel stock.
Yeah.
But had taller jeans in it. Duke of Ireton was probably 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, massive nose.
That's why they all called him Nosy.
He'd have a big conch, didn't he?
And apparently a better lover, according to Napoleon's mistress.
Because he used his nose.
Never underestimate a man with nose game, is all I can say.
Any more?
Yeah. To avoid US libel suits, authors will sometimes make sure to note that a fictionalised person has a small penis.
Donald Trump, them.
Well, yeah, if you create a character called Donald Trumpf,
Nearly his name.
yeah. But if you say, oh, he had a small penis,
Yeah.
it's unlikely that he'd want to challenge you in court, because then he'd have to admit that he's the character with a small penis.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Better get around it.
But how many cartoon characters do you know of that are small dicks?
Peter Griffin.
Well, none, because I don't move in them circles. That you do, obviously.
Touche.
And I'll finish on this one. According to the British Medical Journal, the single most common cause of headache is...
Dehydration.
No.
Masturbation.
I was saying lack of masturbation.
No.
Lack of sugar.
No, the opposite.
More sugar, too much sugar.
Kind of. It's eating something.
Too much cheese.
Ice cream.
Yes!
Oh, right.
It's the most common cause of headache is eating ice
Oh,
cream.
Jesus Christ. That's
So
brain
freeze.
freeze. That's not a headache.
Oh, just think that you got this British fucking, you got this wonderful fucking national health system set up where it's, you just turn up if you're ill and get seen most of the time. And then you got people sat there going, oh man, is it some ice cream up every 999? I've got a massive headache.
They're sitting in A&E, eating spoonfuls of ice cream. Oh!
His headache won't go.
Spooning another moonful into the mouth, the spoonful into their mouth. My head. Sir, can you stop eating ice cream? I think your head will just feel fine. No, it's my human right.
My little boy always gets brain freeze. He's made him cry a couple of times.
Have you ever felt that he's doing any though?
No. It's just funny, bless him. Because he's such a greedy little monster. He just chomps, you get a split or something like that, a strawberry split, and he just like chomps it, and then he goes like, brain freeze. He's only 5, so it's like, oh, it's alright mate, don't worry, it'll go in a sec.
Stop eating it.
Yeah. And then as soon as it goes, he'll carry on. It's like, you'll get brain freeze again, you need to give it a moment. He doesn't listen.
Well, on that note, let's call it an episode. I've been Ben. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Facebook at Cutting the Bud and the Post of the Apocalypse, SoundCloud, Cutting the Bud and the PTA, and YouTube is Apocalypse Bull. Thanks for the listens on there. If you want to hit a like or subscribe button on that, that'd be awesome. We do release every week. Yeah, twice a week, in fact. We do weird news too. And more stuff to come on that platform soon. Don't drink the favourite, don't join the cult. Thanks for listening.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out, may the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. Keep an open mind, but not so open that it spills out your ears.
I've been Pete. Aim low, shoot high.
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday to Ben.
Yay!